Hello and welcome on this beautifully sunny day to the Indy Circuit here at Brands Hatch for round one of the Eastern Airways British F1 Sidecar Championship. We've got 8 rounds this year, 16 races in all at some of the UK's very best circuits. Let's take a look then at the calendar for 2011. Well, the bonus for us this year is that we're racing at 4 of the BSB rounds, so we're with the top solo boys. Brands Hatch again it is back here in May, up to Scotland for Knock Hill, Snetterton on that beautifully revamped new circuit, Cadwell BSB at Donington, Silverstone GP circuit, and then across the water to Ireland, Mondello Park. A terrific 8-round calendar. As you can see, a hectic schedule, but an exciting one and what's some great tracks. But for now, the moment in hand, we're here at the Indy Circuit in Brands. Let's take a look at the track from the rider's point of view. We're on board on the start-finish straight with Andy Peach and Charlie Richardson over the line into this drop away of Paddock Hill Bend. Blind bend, 5th gear round here. The front wheel trying to scrub away across to the gravel. Mustn't let it do that. Up the hill towards Druids, down the gearbox. You can hear him come down the gearbox, locking it round. The back wheel drifting, front going away again. Down the hill, hooking 3rd, possibly 4th at Graham Hill Bend. Passenger will be right out on the rumble strip at this point. Along the Surtees straight, up through the gear. There's a speed track just here, and we will have some good times for the chairs. Right through Clearways then. 4th gear, holding 4th, all the way through here. This lap is completed in about 49 seconds. It's as quick as you like. 5th, hooking 6th with the start-finish line. That completes the lap, and round they go again. The profile of this Eastern Airways British F1 Championship has been really enhanced over the last couple of years, and one of the men behind that, driving it forward, ex-Sidecar racer Roger Body. He will be joining me in the commentary box. We spoke to him earlier. Roger, this is the first round of 2011. It looks as though it's all coming together well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's superb, yeah. We couldn't really have asked for more. The weather, the riders, the teams are all turned out. It's excellent, really excellent. And BSB have been really good to us, yeah. Yeah, it's a support series.
Well, you've put a huge amount of personal effort and not least of all a fair amount of personal funds into this. You obviously have an ambition to bring this championship onto the big stage. It certainly looks as though you're doing that.
Well, I think we're getting there slowly. I mean, we're never going to be Superbike, but, you know, I think we can always be a #1 support series. And, you know, that's the main aim. And for friends and the people that I know to have a good series and somewhere to race, really, because it was dying, really. So.
Well, that's the whole point. You're an ex-rider. You know what goes into campaigning an outfit. And with that knowledge, you're doing such a great job. You've got the level of professionalism up. Everybody looks right. We've got 30-odd crews entered. It's such a strong position.
Yeah, and, you know, the feedback from the riders are because of BSB, because of Eurosport, we've got, they're beginning to get some more funding. So it's a bit chicken and egg, the more money you get, the better they turn out, the more money you get. And, yeah, we're on the ladder, you know, things are climbing. So it's, you know, hopefully we'll get there eventually.
What does it mean to the series to be here at a BSB round? And in fact, we've got 4, haven't we, planned throughout the year with the Superbikes?
Yeah, we've got 4 for this year. We've got a deal with Superbikes for next year as well, based on, you know, our performance this year. And we already know by just this weekend that I think we're going to be doing the next eight rounds next year with Superbikes. So yeah, it means a lot to us to be with Superbikes. Yeah.
On a personal note, where do you get the buzz? Obviously, you need to get a real buzz from this, otherwise you wouldn't keep doing it. Because I know you love your gardening, you've got a lovely home. On a day like this, wouldn't you rather be mowing the lawn?
Yeah, probably, yeah. Especially when you get, you know, there's lots of problems. But no, it's just getting it back to where it was when I first started. You know, when I raced 25 years ago, we were with England v America in the Superbike series, and you know, they had sidecars as support races, and you know, and a big support race. So we can get it back to that. It would be good, be nice.
Brands Hatch, Easter weekend. It's bound to be a capacity crowd here. People flock to BSB. They'll be getting upwards of 25,000 people come race day, and the weather could not be better. A beautiful setting here in the Kent countryside. Everybody looking forward with great anticipation. I personally have a great affinity to sidecars. I'm delighted to be involved this season. And one man who I commentated on many, many years ago and is still very much in the forefront, 10 times world champion, Steve Webster, MPE.
Steve, first of all, great to see you here. And what's your involvement with the new championship?
Well, I've been involved with Roger in the new championship, with getting all the, let's say, the technical side of it together, and also helping as much as I can with information and helping to get the series going. I think it's important that we're in with the best motorcycling sporting class within BSB. So it's very important that we've got a good base now in a good series, and it's hopefully Sidecar racing is back on the way up.
In your day, dare I say, the halcyon days when it really was big business, presumably your goal is to see it return to that level.
Yeah, I mean, having lived through, let's say, the best times when our class, when the Sidecars were in with the World Championship, you were racing alongside of the Swants and the Rainies and the McDouans of the world. It was nice to be a class within a World Championship, which was a really good championship to be involved in. And for us now, the Sidecars, they need to be in a good series. And when we see, like I said it before, we see it coming into BSB, just to be able to be here is one goal already achieved for the class, let's say. And all the teams are put on a good show. They're all putting as much as they possibly can into the image and to try and keep everything correct, clean, and a good series. So hopefully we've got something to build on. And with Roger's involvement, then that's got to be a good thing.
What's your personal goal? You're obviously getting a great buzz. I mean, you're not in Yorkshire this weekend. You're down here at Brands Hatch.
I think to see it, having been involved in it when it was good, when it was in with the World Championship, and to see it sort of die off a little bit, and to be put with other classes which maybe haven't got the same amount of clout, to see the roots of it starting to get back into a good series, into a good championship, to be seen again, getting TV coverage. It all makes me feel a lot happier and a lot better to actually see it going in the right direction, and to be involved in that type of thing is good.
24 crews have come safely through free practice, but now it's time for that all-important fight for pole position. On the very tight Indy circuit here at Brands, a good start will be vital. Let's go qualifying.
We'd expect to see times of around 49 seconds on the Indy circuit, and as qualifying got underway and all the crews in the glorious weather made their way onto track, that's pretty much where we sat. And with two former world champions in the field, it was always going to show that they were the quickest. But Barry James and Jamie Wynn on the ex-Roger Body number 3 outfit made their intentions clear, and they were running very well at the front of qualifying all the way through. Tyre choice could be critical here, and one or two crews made late adjustments. Tim Reeves, Gregory Clues though, and the Birchalls were hard at it, getting up into the 48s. So running regularly at 48s, they were in these wonderfully hot qualifying conditions, and you can see there just how far away from the rest of the field they were. The surprise package though, Barry James and Jamie Wynn really got their noses down, and they got into the early 48s as well, and just kept pushing and pushing and pushing, looking quicker every single lap. Birchall on the track was unable to shake them off, and the surprise package at the end of the day, it was indeed James and Wynn who took that vital pole position with 48 7/100ths of a second.
Barry James and Jamie Wynn, 5th at the end of the 2010 series. Here we are, a brand new 2011 championship, your very first pole position. How does that feel?
Fantastic, new bike and perfect way to start the year. Can't fault it really.
Jamie, it looks frightening, to look at you in the hot seat there. You must have complete faith in the guy on the handlebars.
Yes, you have to do, yeah, and him also with me. I've got to be in the right place at the right time, and well, so far we're doing a good job.
8 rounds, not a lot to play for. It's going to be tight, isn't it? You're going to have to keep this momentum going, aren't you?
Very, very tight. Tim Reeves and Ben Birchall, they're just, the world champions. They know what they're doing. They really do, so it's going to be hard work all year.
Tim Reeves, Gregory Clues, you arrived late in the day. You missed free practice, but here you are on the front row. Tim, you must know your way around Brands Hatch like the back of your hand.
Yeah, obviously I'm from down the road near the other side of Maidstone, so yeah, it's very local to me, and yeah, I'm glad we're here really, and it's good to be in the BSB paddock, and hopefully it'll make our sponsorship, opportunities better being here, and live TV and things like that. It can only help the class, can't it? So hopefully we can put on a good show and enjoy ourselves.
Gregory, you've been here 5 times to Brands Hatch. This is a small circuit. Do you like it?
Yeah, I like this circuit. It's fantastic. It's my favorite. So I hope this weekend is a good weekend for us.
Ben and Tom Birchall, 3rd place in qualifying. A good, solid qualifying, in fact. You've got a bad knee. How's that holding up?
Yeah, it's not too bad, really. Had a lot of treatment down with Brian Simpson at Ipswich and also at the Fretwell Centre in Mansfield. Big help, really. A lot of laser therapy, and yeah, it's got me going again. Recovery time's been cut by weeks. So yeah, big thank you to them for getting us going, really.
Ben, are you happy with 3rd? Does it bode well for the season? Do you think it's going to be a tough year?
It'll be a tough year for sure. Yeah, not really happy with 3rd. Now I want to be on pole, but that's the way it goes. We just built up steady. Obviously, with Tom carrying the injury, we didn't want to do. It's a long weekend. We didn't want to do too much too soon. We'll make a few changes tonight and just work our way into it and look forward to a good race tomorrow.
You're pretty happy generally, though, with the way the bike's going and everything else.
Yeah, definitely. We went. It was a brand new bike last year, and we rode it sort of standard. And over the winter, we've put our own take on it, and it feels really good. I'm looking forward to the season. It's settled on it, and yeah, it should be good.
I'm looking forward to the first bend in the race.
Yeah, I'm glad you are.
Motorsport can be really cruel. Here we are at the first round of the 2011 championship, and the only pair to use Kawasaki engines, Mark Edwards and Mark Howard, says in their briefing notes they were taking a gamble, but it went bang. That's a big, big disappointment for you, Mark.
It is, yeah, because yesterday we had a misfire all day, but that was only a small problem. We solved that last night. We had high hopes for the Kawasaki, but this morning it just went pop, so we think we've done a crank. That's our last motor now, so we're out for the weekend.
So that really means you've got to get back in the workshop, strip it, and put it all together. Presumably Kawasaki help you a bit on this job?
I should imagine they might help with parts and whatnot, but most of it will come from Mark himself. So, but we back to the drawing board, I think. It's unfortunate. We started to go quite well yesterday, and things were looking positive for us today. We sorted out the few issues we had, and today didn't quite work out for us, so it's a shame, but it's the end of the weekend for us, unfortunately.
24 sidecars line up over 12 rows here at Brands. That's a long way down the straight. It's fair to say that we've got a blend of youth and experience in the early rows. James and Wynne, of course, on pole. Reeves Clues, the Birchalls, the young Birchalls. Andy Peach, Charlie Richardson there 4th. So spreading on down the grid. Phil Bell had a good place. Look at the Parkinson, Tritton, Drown and Anderson. That's good, rows 7. Chaplow, he's one of the youngsters, and Kershaw, he too. Some of the young talent coming through. So 12 rows then, an awful lot to go at here. It's going to be a very busy Paddock Hill Bend.
Well, that's it for part 1. Join us again in part 2 when we get into the serious stuff. We're going racing.